Oh, and just like that, we are back for JA Movie News number 8. Number 8. Shit, we're on number 8 already. For those of you who don't know, this is a friend of mine, fellow YouTuber's name is Sam, aka JVS is his YouTube channel name, and we are just going to discuss all things fresh and hot off the stove in terms of big movie news. And to start things off, word has just came to us that for the upcoming Marvel film Black Panther, that actually the director Ryan Coogler, he's directed Fruitvale Station and 2015's Creed. He's going to be directing Black Panther, and apparently this is like confirmed.
It's a lock, y'all.
It's a lot. And I think there might, I think Kevin Feige has spoken about this a little bit. Seems like Kevin Feige has gone on to say we are fortunate to have such an esteemed filmmaker join the Marvel family. The talents Ryan showcased in his first 2 films easily made him our top choice to direct Black Panther. It's slated to hit theaters February 16th, 2018. For me, this is huge news. It's weird with Fruitvale Station. Fruitvale Station sort of came out at a time where I wasn't heavily doing movie reviews, so I don't really have like a rating for it. But it is a hell of a film. And Creed, I gave it 10 out of 10. It was on my top 10 list of favorite films from 2015. I loved it. What he did with that Rocky film, which should have been a disaster, was extraordinary. So trying to imagine what he's going to do with Black Panther is, oh man, it's blowing my mind. I love the guy who's playing Black Panther, who I think his name is Chadwick
Brunswick.
Yeah, who he's not, to be honest, he's not an actor that I'm very familiar with his work, but I'm curious to see what he'll do. I think the Black Panther suit is just dope as shit.
Gosh, that looks so sexy.
And shit, I might have to try to pull up some Black Panther pictures here. But yeah, your thoughts, man, on Ryan Coogler confirmed.
I mean, Ryan Coogler, he's a beast, man. Fruitvale Station was one of the deepest, impactful films at that time. I didn't really assess it or do heavy reviews at that time either, but it was a powerful film. And Creed was one of my favorite films of 2015. I mean, he pulled a miracle out of his hands, literally, in directing this. And I mean, he brought the best out of everybody in how he did it. So it's like incorporating him into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as well as having like one of the more defining African-American like superheroes ever. I think it's like a really great privilege, and congratulations, Ryan, first off, man. I think that he's going to do a great job. But to have Chadwick Brunswick and Andy Serkis as the frontline characters in this movie, that's going to be crazy as well. Because Chadwick, I actually really liked him in 42. Get On Up was, iffy. But, I mean, no matter what, he's a great actor. But one thing that I think that I'm really excited for is the story. Because one of the things that came out of me looking at the Civil War trailer is I was realizing that honestly, the Black Panther wasn't attacking anybody but Winter Soldier. And I was thinking to myself, one of the things that they had said that the Winter Soldier is being like basically kind of crucified in a sense because of some actions that he did. I don't know if he knew about them or not, but I feel like he probably blew up something like an international embassy. And it could have been T'Challa's dad was there. And he might have directly caused like the death of his dad. And I mean, I think that would be a perfect turning point. This is just speculation. I don't know anything, but I'm curious to see if the Black Panther is going to take place before and after the events of Civil War. If it's just after, I mean, it's going to be one thing, but I think if it's a little bit before, kind of showing who the original Black Panther was, his dad, and then getting into the mythos and getting into just Wakanda in general. I mean, the Black Panther he's one of the most richest characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not just that, he's intelligent. His suit is made out of one of the toughest metals known to man. And so I cannot wait to see what they're gonna do with this. This is exciting news for me. I don't know.
Which I mean, I've always liked Black Panther, but I was never like there's some characters that I was just never like a super big fan of, like I don't know, Gambit or a few of the people that are highlighting Captain Marvel, not people, Black Panther, Doctor Strange. You just said the metal thing about Black Panther. You said his suit does that have like adamantium or something in there?
No, vibranium. So Captain America's shield his whole suit is made out of that.
Okay.
His whole suit, not just that, like the weapons that he uses made of vibranium as well. And it's like that can only be gotten from Wakanda. So you remember when in Age of Ultron, when Andy Serkis's character, he was talking about this branded mark that he got. The way that he got all that material, he stole it from Wakanda, and that's why they branded him like that. So he didn't get away scot-free. But that's why it's one of the most, I guess, financial and meaningful metals known to man in this world of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So how that's going to play an impact later on. If Captain America's shield gets broken in something in this one, it might take, Black Panther to actually help him repair that. But either way, there's going to be so much they're going to do with this, because there's a lot to Black Panther's powers that I don't know if they're going to go into. But as you can see, one of them they actually showcased in the Civil War trailer was when he was running really fast. Like, the zebra dance is real, my brother. It is freaking real. So I'm curious to see where they go with this.
I'm really excited for Black Panther. Namely, the suit is just a really genius interpretation. I think it just looks badass, especially that they're showing them in like broad daylight and shit,
Yeah.
I just think that's really cool. Especially with him booking in the Civil War trailer, I was like, oh, or like he does that air kick to I don't know who the fuck he was kicking the fuck out of.
It was the Winter Soldier. Every single time.
Was it? Okay.
And, he was on the pursuit of the Winter Soldier, and then he straight up just drop kicked the tail.
Bruh.
You have seen it now.
I'm curious how he's sort of wedged into the Civil War film, since he doesn't have a standalone movie yet. And I personally think that I don't know that Black Panther. I mean, it might take place entirely in the past. I would be more intrigued if they try doing like an introduction story, but like a flash forward story, sort of like combined. That would just be epic. But for me personally, that would just be insane to sort of be emphasizing events that like we've yet to seen, and an origin story sort of blended together. That's what I would want to see personally. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that they're probably just gonna go the stereotypical, these are just events that happened prior to Civil War.
Yeah, I think that they're trying to stay away from like how they've been doing the Spider-Man films, and I could see them try to make a perfect kind of blend of past and present. Or even starting with present and then showing like how he got to this moment. Because I think that the flashback, like in a lot of these different TV shows that come out, like case in point like Daredevil or even Arrow, it's done some really good job, even like in movies. So I hope they do go that route with it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think Black Panther. I think it's gonna be huge. I remember you think it's not good, he's black, or they said something like that, and I was just like, what? Like, I think it's gonna be. It would have been great if the motherfucker was orange. All right, I think it's gonna be a really interesting film. I can't wait to see the environments of Wakanda as well. Yeah. That'll just be a different visual aesthetic that I'm looking forward to. So, yeah. Any other final thoughts about Black Panther before we dive into the Infinity Wars?
I mean, I'm glad that he's in Civil War. I'm glad he's getting his own film. what I've hoped moving forward, just like even with Spider-Man and with Doctor Strange, that these are as different as Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man were from the cinematic universe. If they're their own standalones, they can branch off and really give us something special. And dare I say, DC could never really catch up if they do it the right way. And that's true. I mean, all honesty, if they're straight up do Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Black Panther the certain kind of way that reaches different demographics.
Bruh, you can't be saying all that.
I gotta make that statement, bro. You know, I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a fanboy. I love everything.
All right, well, say that then, because I know there's some people with some hot Twitter fingers who reacted right when you said that.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, JVS is that on that haterade." Y'all look, Batman vs Superman is still my most anticipated film this year. So don't be hating. Stop participating. Twinkle, twinkle, baby.
Right. I love both Marvel and DC, but I mean between you and me, I do like DC a little bit more, but don't tell nobody. But anyway, let's move on to the next subject, which is going to be Avengers Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2. Now, last time that I checked, of course, some dates here. It looks like these films are coming. I think the first one's coming in 2018. Is that right? What else did the dates go?
I think it's 2018 for the first part, and then 2019 for the second part.
Oh, my bad.
Right?
Okay, so Part 1 is slated for May 4th of 2018, and then Part 2 is slated for May 3rd of 2019.
Yeah.
Holy shit! But I have not really had a chance to talk about Infinity War, so we're gonna get deep and sweaty here for a moment. But first thing that I gotta talk about is that the Infinity War films are going to be the first films shot entirely with IMAX cameras, which is just fucking crazy. Just to put this in context, when you see a film in IMAX, right, and you see a scene that's been shot in IMAX, that means that scene, the rest of the film is just standard widescreen. It still looks cool, but every scene shot in IMAX cameras, that scene stretches all over that, 6-story tall screen, however big it is. All right, the whole screen is filled. They're saying that these films, it's gonna be like that the whole time.
That's insane, bro.
Oh my god! I think the most IMAX footage that's ever been in the film, I think, is still in Interstellar. I think Interstellar still has the most amount of IMAX scenes in the film. But someone fact check me if I'm wrong. Could be wrong.
It was either, I know it was a Christopher Nolan film. It was either one of the Dark Knight movies or it was Interstellar. I feel like it's Interstellar though. I can't be for sure though.
I'm pretty sure. I think it was Interstellar. But yeah, just what are your thoughts on this? Because this literally melts my mind. I can't.
I mean, dude, like, I'm hyped for it. I mean, I'm hyped for it for two different reasons, because we haven't talked about the second part of this Infinity news, which that's going to be my segue, given the amount of characters.
Yeah.
But either way, for a whole film to be shot in IMAX, can y'all imagine going to one of the real IMAX theaters and just kind of sitting back and like, what is going on with my life? That's what's gonna happen. Like, people are literally gonna be in the chairs just like the whole freaking time. There's never gonna be a point that you're not immersed into it because it's from that full scope. It's never gonna be like the small individual divots in between or to the sides. It's gonna be the whole freaking thing. And I've waited for so long. I was thinking that Batman vs Superman was going to be shot in all IMAX. That's what I was really hoping. That's what I was thinking. And then I heard at Infinity Wars, I was like, well, that's one for Marvel.
This is like some next level. I can't believe I'm alive. But this is some next level shit, son. I mean, oh my god. I mean, even just with seeing Star Wars Force Awakens, no spoilers, but the escape from Jakku moment, that moment was shot in IMAX. And seeing that in IMAX for the first time, it's so difficult to describe what the fuck that felt like. Same thing with Interstellar. when there's the wormhole moment. All right, that moment was in full IMAX, and it's crazy seeing a scene on a screen that wide. Like, you almost don't even know where to look because the whole fucking screen is filled, and it's so damn big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, that's the thing, though.
wow.
Like, part of the reason why I keep going back to see Star Wars, to be quite honest
Mhm.
with you, especially in IMAX, is like, I didn't see that sequence before. Now I'm seeing it. Because it's such a scope. The first time you watch it, you're going to miss something. It's literally
Yeah.
going to make you want to go back and really appreciate the visual aesthetic of what you're seeing, because you're not going to see it the first time and be able to get everything. And especially being like an Avengers movie, oh my gosh, dude! Imagine when they start working together to actually fight something.
hmm
Like, how is that gonna look, bro?
Well, now that you mention it, for those of you who somehow don't know, the main protagonist of the Infinity War films is a character named Thanos, who, to sum it up briefly, he is basically kind of like Marvel Universe's Satan, if they had a Satan. One thing that's particularly important to know about Thanos is that he has sort of like this golden glove, and it has these different colored gems on it called the Infinity Stones, Infinity Gems. And just to give you an idea of just how batshit crazy Thanos is, with just these gems, if he has them all, which he will, if he has all these gems, one of them is gives him power of soul. So literally allows him to steal, control, manipulate, and alter souls, living or dead. There's one that's yellow that has power of time, allows him to do anything with time. He has complete control over the past, present, and the future.
And that's the
Time
one the
travel.
Vision has right now.
He has another stone is it's a purple one. It's for space, so he can. It allows him to shit. He can exist in any or all locations. He
That's
can
the
move
one
any
from
objects
Guardians of
anywhere.
the Galaxy.
He can warp and rearrange space, motherfuckers. Another one, he has the power of the mind. I don't think I need to go into that one. That one's blue. Uh,
Yeah,
the
the
orange
Tesseract.
one, yeah, the orange one's interesting because this is just a power of reality, which allows him to, fulfill any of his wishes, even if the wish is in direct contradiction with scientific laws.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the red one, which is just for power, which I think you can use your imagination on that one.
Yeah, that
However,
was the one Bane had in Thor 2.
it does need to be said though, this could allow him to duplicate almost any physical superhuman ability,
Mm-hmm.
and to manipulate all forms of energy for virtually any effect. I think there's additional Infinity Gems, I think, but I mean those are
Yeah.
the main ones. But so in these two films, this main villain Thanos is going to have all of those powers literally in his hand.
Yeah.
So before we get to deaths, because I have a lot to say about the word death, and in regards to these sequels, just recently, uh, the directors, the Russo brothers, one of them said this. He said that, let's see here, people will not be disappointed in the amount of characters in this film. And it's been reported that he said that we have so many characters we're dealing with, we're breaking ground. We have 67 characters on a board. We have a board with 67 characters on it. Your thoughts on Thanos and the idea that we could be looking at 60-some characters, maybe. Who knows?
I mean, shoot. First, let me just talk about Infinity Stones real quick. In
Yep.
all these different Marvel Cinematic films, these stones, just one of these stones, has caused so much destruction and mayhem. Like, I mean, the Guardians dealt with one, Thor has dealt with one, I mean, the Avengers dealt with the blue one. I mean, it's like they have unfathomable power. On top of that, like, it was crazy to me to think that just the one that the Guardians of the Galaxy, that one, just take that one by instance. They took all of them just to hold on to it instead of not blowing up. He can contain that without blowing up.
Right.
Like, who is this man? You know? And so I'm thinking to myself, I was like, dude, if he takes this, and I think even Vision's power is conducted from one of the main ones. This is the yellow one. That means they're not going to have Vision on their side. That means they're not going to have the Tesseract power on their side. Like, how are they really going to fight this threat? And I think this is going to be a perfect. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say keep going, but I think Pizza Hut is here, so I'm going to run out real quick. But keep going. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So, 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. All right, I'm here. But as far as just thinking about the scope of what the Infinity War is going to be, I think it's going to be one of the most biggest things that we've ever seen from a cinematic level. But me and Jor-Els, we're going to talk about really soon is what are the ramifications of that if there's a death. Like, say if, hypothetically speaking, Captain America doesn't make it, or if one of the major Avenger characters doesn't make it, who's going to be there to take up the slack? And I mean, just thinking about just how powerful Thanos is going to be, and Josh Brolin, I mean, he's such an awesome actor, but every single time his stage presence, when they actually showed him, like, it just lit up the room. I'm curious to see, what are y'all's thoughts in the comment section? Are y'all excited for Thanos? Do you think he's going to be one of the best villains they've come up with since Loki? Or do you think he's going to actually fail from the standpoint? It's kind of a blend of CG and prosthetics. I'm curious to see what y'all's thought process on it is. See, I wonder if he'll be CG. Yeah, same thing for me, Nick. I think that he's going to be a half of CG and a flex of that. And yeah, Rashad, dude, those gems. I mean, like, you've seen all the different Marvel movies. Like, they've all had different huge effects that have really messed up most of them. It depends if he's using the paper army. Very true. I don't think he's going to need one, to be honest with you, Naka. I really don't. Infinity War is going to be the most impressive, expensive movie ever. You're right. Like, that's a good question. It might take them up to about $700 million to do both films at the same time. So I think that's a really good quote right there. I think this is going to be one of the most expensive dual Part 1 and Part 2 movies that they've ever done. Jor-Els, I know you're back. I segued into it. I just kind of said basically that the ramifications of this man being there, I can only imagine if he's there and some of the characters have died in Civil War. Like, notable characters that we need to be alive to be able to protect Earth, like Vision, or if the Hulk, or if Captain America, God forbid, dies in Civil War, basically the heroes are going to be at a bad standpoint. Like, so I was waiting for you to bring up deaths so we can go into that.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to stay on this topic for a little bit because there's two other categories that I was excited to dig into. But in terms of deaths, now, me and my buddy Josh, we debate about every fucking thing. But right now we got a literal bet going on. If one of us loses, one has to buy a ticket to buy that person a ticket to, I think, Suicide Squad or something. We're serious about this shit. But deaths. We're gonna get a little bit into Civil War too. But is Iron Man or Captain America gonna die? Inconclusively in Civil War. And with Infinity Wars, y'all heard about the powers of those gems I was talking about. To me, that means that a lot of people need to die, all right? You can't just have somebody with that much power and we go past Part 1, Part 2, and, a couple side characters die. No. Mm-hmm. There needs to be some major deaths, all right? And it needs to be, like, inconclusively dead, not no Dragon Ball Z, Shinron, wish him back to death. I'm talking about, like, dead. So this leads to speculation. Now, right now, I personally don't see Captain America or Iron Man dying in Civil War. I just don't see it, personally. I think, Marvel's been playing it safe so long. I think they want to warm people up to the darkness because, their movies aren't very dark at all. I think their darkest movie is probably Winter Soldier, and I think they need to ease people into the upcoming darkness that is Infinity Wars, and just start off and motherfuckers there. But what do you think, man? I mean, do you think that we're gonna see a major death in Civil War and just see all kinds of people bite it in the Infinity War movies?
It's weird to say, but I almost feel like they have to. From a story standpoint, it will have so much more impact and weight. And that's one of the things that Winter Soldier was lacking, is that no real person really died necessarily. But if they had, it would have been so amazing. You know, like if Nick Fury had died, can you imagine the impact that would have had on the weight of that movie? Even though it was one of the best Marvel films to me, but I feel like the weight of if Captain America dies or somebody dies trying to protect Captain America's life, you know what I'm saying? That would be amazing. Like, say if somebody on the other side decides, no, don't do it, and they jump in the line of fire, so to speak, to save Cap, and they die, that would still be just as much weight as Captain America dying, because it's from a selfless standpoint. But the other side, the logistical side, I feel that you got Miss Marvel coming up. You got freaking Black Panther. You got freaking Spider-Man. I mean, just those three alone, those are major characters that have never really been put to the forehand. And they are official Avengers of the basically the second generation form of the Avengers. As well as you got the Inhumans. I mean, you got the freaking Black Adam. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I say all that to say is that I feel like they're going to have to kill off some people to make weight and room for these new elevated characters, because it's going to become so convoluted with just amount of characters per Avengers film.
Well, here's the question then. Who do you think, or who do you hope will die in Civil War and in the Infinity War films? Because that's like the question. Mic drop. For me personally, what I think is going to happen, I think they're going to wait until Infinity Wars to start off in major characters, and I'll probably go a little bit deeper after you give your answer. But I will say, though, in terms of hopes, personally, if it were up to me, I would kill Chris Evans' Captain America in Civil War, like, conclusively. Not to say that Captain America will never come back, because he will. I'm just saying that Chris Evans' Captain America, I would kill him like permanently in Civil War.
Yeah.
Not only pay homage to the comic books, but it would show me that Marvel has balls for once. It would show me that Marvel is really serious about making unexpected and really emotionally powerful moments. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely for me, I mean, I didn't want to outright say it, but definitely Chris Evans' version of Captain America. I think that the not necessarily it's got to be a torch, got to be moved on to Winter Soldier, and people live acceptance of him out of all the bad stuff that he's done. Like, okay, he's now going to be the new one that can be able to hold up Cap's shield. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be that flair of it, but I feel like he should from a mythos standpoint. And it's not that he won't come back, because the mythology standpoint, he's supposed to come back. It's just supposed to be much later on, and even how he comes back is even crazy. Sure. As well as like Anthony Mackie's the Falcon could even take up the mantle. It's just like I feel like there are people that can hold up the shield, and I think that it needs to happen. I'm a toss up actually between somebody else. Like, I don't think they're gonna die, but I was thinking about Quicksilver. Not Quicksilver. Dang, he's already dead. Right. I was talking about
I think
Clint Barton and the Vision. Between them two, only reason why is I think that Clint's going to be put in this bad situation where his family's going to get compromised, and I think he's going to sacrifice himself for his family. I don't see them killing Vision immediately. I think they're going to probably dismantle him just when his gem gets stolen, because I feel like at the end of Civil War, somebody's going to steal. Like, I think that Thanos is going to make some kind of I don't know. I don't know if he's going to actually be there, but but I feel like his presence is gonna be felt in some capacity.
I think Thanos is gonna go to like straight Jesus mode at the end of Civil War. Like straight up, like he's just gonna just interrupt the fuck out of something in the most epic, craziest way ever. And when the ending credits come, it's gonna be like the ending of Desolation of Smog on crack. That's why I hope happens. Anyway, that's what I hope happens. I hope like when you see the credits roll for Civil War, you're just like, but no, what's the rest of the movie? You know what I mean? I think that Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man is going to die in the Infinity War films. Chris Evans' Captain America is tricky, man. That's really tricky for me. I can't tell. I feel like he's going to die, but I just can't tell when. I feel that they honestly don't have the balls to kill him in Civil War, though. I really do feel that. So I think they'll both die in the Infinity War movies. I think that Scarlett Johansson's character could definitely bite the dust along with Nick Fury. But I mean, you can't just KO everyone, so it's just difficult.
I mean, if they freaking bring in like Emily Blunt as like Miss Marvel, I mean, they could. I mean, they could take out Scarlett Johansson.
I think Jeremy Renner's getting it. I think he's getting it, son. I don't even know if you can kill the Hulk. I mean, I suppose you could.
Nah, they can't do that. I mean,
which for the record, this has nothing to do with anything, but like I was just like daydreaming. I was like, you know, technically speaking, if you just like drop this motherfucker in the middle of space, wouldn't the Hulk die? Someone let me know down below. How could he live?
Well, they did that. That's what they actually did, and that's the whole story.
I mean, in the movies though. I mean, like, I don't see how he could live. He can't breathe. I'm pretty sure he would lose consciousness. Like, how was he gonna do? Fly? Like, I think he would die. Wouldn't he die? Someone let me know down below. But anyway, that's not something to go deep into here. Hello? But I'm just saying. Hello? What happened? Hello? Hello? No. Something weird happened.
Am I there? Am I still here?
I don't know if you froze or I froze.
I think it might have been me.
Oh, okay.
Because my thing said network connectivity issues, so I think I'm here now.
Sorry, people. But anyways, yeah, the quick thoughts on deaths for you.
Yeah, I mean, I really would like for Chris Evans' character to die, but I don't think he's gonna be permanently gone. I think it's gonna be sometime after Infinity War they're gonna reintroduce him. I think that, like you said, Clint Barton's character probably will bite the dust. The only thing with the Hulk, and just kind of piggybacking off what you said, like, dude, his baby, bro, I can't say anything. Never mind. Let's just say he couldn't die. I had to talk to you off camera because it plays into what could be a later, Avengers World War Hulk or a Planet Hulk, and I don't want to spoil anything or say anything too much, but there is a way that he can live.
I'm saying if you drop this motherfucker in the middle of space, I don't think he's doing too good. But yeah, I guess who would be your top people to see die in the Infinity War films, in Civil War, before we move on?
Oh, I mean, I think that just like Clint Barton needs to die, and just Captain America. I think everybody else, they can leave him, but I worry. This is one person I actually worry about because Scott Lang, not only can he shrink, but he actually becomes Giant Man later on, and whenever that happens, it puts a toll on his body, and like he can't actually contain it. So that might lead into him having effects on his body moving into his movie as well as Infinity Wars. If he can turn into Giant Man, you know what I'm saying, like, and his body not able to take it or reject it, I think that's gonna make for interesting. Now, like, even if he doesn't die, like, there's gonna be ramifications every time he's up there. Dang, bro, you just like dogging that joint in front of me, bro.
I'm sorry, people, but
Everybody in the chat, like, give him a boo. What the heck?
I'm sorry, but I am so hungry. Like, my God. But anyway, no, my top people would be if they killed Iron Man, Captain America, ScarJo, Jeremy Renner. I feel like I'm missing someone. Oh, Nick Fury. I mean, I mean, they could go deeper if they want to. I'd be shocked. But if they killed them motherfuckers, y'all give them motherfuckers give the Russo brothers a cookie. All right. Now, you have any final thoughts on Infinity Wars before we move on to the next subject?
Oh, dude, we never talked about how many characters, did we? Did we talk about the 67 characters?
No, yeah, we did for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was it. Like, I can't believe there's 67 freaking characters in between these two movies. Like, that's just what? What does that mean? So I'm excited for that from a mythos standpoint and a Marvel fan.
Okay.
No, I don't have anything else.
All right, so we're gonna speed race into the next two categories here, and can you next category we're gonna talk about Thor Ragnarok. So can you give us the release date, the synopsis, whatever there is anyway, and the Cate Blanchett bit?
Oh, yeah, man. So Thor Ragnarok is supposed to be releasing now November the 3rd, 2017 in 3D and 2D IMAX. It's going to be really interesting. As far as what it's saying is that Thor Ragnarok aimed to be close to Marvel's cinematic universe and Asgard trilogy. Will continue the cliffhanger end of Thor: The Dark World, wherein it was revealed that Loki, spoiler alert if you haven't seen The Dark World, has secretly taken the Asgard throne in guise of his adopted father Odin. This story is reportedly centered on a distant planet that is not Asgard and not Earth. It's unclear what this planet might be in the context of the film, although the constant rumors are of a Planet Hulk film are likely to feed into the fan speculation. It is also confirmed that Mark Ruffalo is one of the main stars of Thor Ragnarok. And that's, in and of itself, that's awesome. So they do allude to that. I know that they've been saying there's a lot of different issues with Universal and Marvel in regards to Thor. That's why they haven't been moving forward with the Planet Hulk, and they haven't been moving forward with the World War Hulk, unfortunately. But I feel like they're going to win that battle one way or another. But the latest news about it is that it has been officially cast that Cate Blanchett will be playing a role in Thor Ragnarok. So
Oh yeah.
There's speculation as to who she will be. I'm gonna read the quote in a second, but basically this is what he said. But some female Thor villain could appear in the form of Amora the Enchantress, a powerful sorceress who has bewitched the god of thunder a number of times before, or Hela, which I think that's who it's going to be. I don't know. Y'all need to do the research on Hela because she's got an interesting story that ties in a lot better. The alleged daughter of Loki and the ruler of spirits of the dead. To kind of give you a little bit of feedback on that, I'll read what they said about her. I think this is what Cate Blanchett's response was. I am so thrilled. I saw her at the governor's banquet here and heard that maybe she was circling that they are talking about the part. So I ran up to her and I was like, please, please, please make this work. She was just one of the best, and I have her playing a baddie who's going to be really exciting. So I guess this is somebody else talking about the actual film and her response to it. So I'm excited for her. I mean, the girl is an amazing actress. I mean, she's been nominated and won so many different awards. But what is your takeaway before I start describing these two villains that I think that she might be?
My takeaway would be very quickly here. So first off, Cate Blanchett, the woman after my own heart. This on some real shit though. She's like seriously one of the best. She's one of my favorite actresses. I mean, ever since I saw her in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I already knew what was up. But I mean, she's been in Babel, which is a movie that I love. She's been The Aviator, which that's like one of my personal favorite movies of all time. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou or whatever the fuck.
That mess was hilarious.
Shout out to anyone who's seen that movie. Love Bill Murray.
I've seen that. I love that movie.
I thought she was really good as Queen Elizabeth. I loved her. I loved the movie Hannah. It's so fucking bizarre, but really good movie. I thought she was great in it. She's great in nearly everything she's in. Right?
Yeah.
There's a little thing called the Oscars. The Oscars. She, if you want to know why she's always nominated all the time and why she's always winning all the time, it's because she's great, basically.
Yeah.
And she's one of my favorites. So for her to be in a Marvel movie is just kind of mind-bending. And as far as Thor Ragnarok, I haven't been too crazy about the Thor movies, but I just want to see kind of like a Marvel version of Lethal Weapon. I want to see Hulk and Thor fucking wingmaning each other and doing some dope shit. I want to see some Planet Hulk action. I want to see Hulk raging in Asgard or something. You know?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I'm excited. I can't say I'm excited. Just I'm not. I'm sort of like this with the Thor movies. I'm just being honest, but I'm interested for sure.
Yeah. So going into just the two characters that the speculation that she could be. One is Amora the Enchantress. So if you've seen like some of the Thor animated films, or you're looking at the Avengers animated series, she's kind of like this Enchantress that kind of has an unknown backstory, but she's a facilitator of the magical, the mystical. She uses her seducing whims to kind of like learn more, and once she reached the pinnacle, she actually was a mastery of magicianry. But the thing was that on multiple occasions she seduced Thor, and like to me, I think I could see her being in like a Thor film or a later Thor film or even this one, but I don't see Cate Blanchett playing that role. I mean, she's really strong. I mean, she's got a lot of different ability. Matter of fact, like her and Loki are on par as far as strength is concerned. But I think it might be Hela. Only reason why, I'm just gonna read a little bit of her synopsis for you. So, like I said, she's about 6'6", 500 pounds, and I mean she's not like heavy. She's just super tall, and like she's built like a linebacker. So Hela was born ages ago to being the one who would one day be called Loki and Sorceress's giantess. On the day of her maternity, Odin announced her to be the goddess and ruler of the nethermost realms of the dead. Her special dominion was over the souls of all who did not die in battle, while Odin himself built a palace in Valhalla to house the souls of all those who died as heroes. I could see Cate Blanchett knocking that out of the park. Like, just from her depths of being just a villain in general, but even like just the way that the character kind of looks is really menacing. It's really dark. And I think that having her be ties to Loki and her kind of be like a surrogate daughter to Loki, I think that would be interesting dialogue with especially Cate Blanchett and like Tom Hiddleston. Like, can y'all imagine that? So I don't know, but I think that's where I'm more inclined to believe in. But she could be somebody else. I don't know. Leave it in the comment section below who y'all think that her character might be.
Yeah, definitely let us know. I'm not sure personally. I'm literally just happy that she's that she's in the movie. I feel like the movie's just gonna be better just because she's in it. You know what I'm saying? She's like OG from way back. Great actress. So yeah, I can't wait to see her in the new film, man. Really want to see a Red Hulk. Like, I need to see that. I want to see it.
That's what they're setting up for.
I need to see it.
You know that, right? In Civil War, just them bringing like the Thunderbolt man himself, the general. Like, I mean, this might happen before freaking Infinity War. To be quite honest with you, they might do it like at the end of this movie, because Mark Ruffalo is not going to be in the movie, but they said that he was supposed to be, and then they cut him out because they wanted to use him for something special. So it's like, are they setting up for Red Hulk at the end of this film? I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's most of my thoughts in general on Ragnarok. Unless you have a final thing to add. With that, I guess let's get into the final closeout category. Talking about Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Talking about where's that box office wise? Because the main word on the street is, will Force Awakens outdo Avatar to become the highest grossing film of all time? I think maybe it's the best answer. But where is Force Awakens at right now? Because it just opened in China Saturday.
So this is the article it reads from, like, if y'all don't know, box office Manjo is really good. It reads the Revenant stormed to the box office, but Star Wars opened huge in China with 53 million for one of the biggest openings ever. So this is the article. The Revenant exploded this weekend as audience showed up in droves to see Leonardo DiCaprio's brave elements in the quest for revenge, and the strong Oscar contender expanded over 3,000 theaters and amazed at an impressive 38 million, taking second only to Star Wars: The Force Awakens, that finished #1 at the domestic box office for its fourth week. But it started in China very strong with 53 million. So where it stands right now is domestically it's at 812 million. Now this is just before Sunday, so they haven't even accounted into Sunday yet. And then that's just domestically, and then foreign it's at 920 million. So worldwide it's at 1.7 billion. Now for it to top Avatar, we know it has to reach 2.7 billion. But given that its opening in China was at 53 million, its opening just weekend, I think it has the chops to actually get there. But congratulations nonetheless. Like everybody, we were even talking about it, right, Jor-El, that it wasn't going to open really big in China because like a lot of people don't necessarily like Star Wars, but the fans came out the woodworks. Like,
yeah, I mean,
bro.
Yeah, I think yeah, I mean, I think it's the biggest single day gross in China. Is that true or no?
Yep.
I mean, it broke some.
Gross.
Yeah. Okay.
That's their biggest gross for a weekend, and that's just their first weekend. That's crazy. It made up half of the international money for the weekend because the amount that they hit internationally over the weekend was about 104 million. And that made up half of it. So, I mean, if they come back and do that a couple more times, either way, I feel like time is on their side in general. Even though Deadpool is coming out really soon in February, even though there's other notable movies that are going to kind of take the place, I feel like it's going to be on #1 at the box office for a while.
Oh yeah.
If not #2. And I think that given that I think Avatar was in the theaters for, what did we say last time? It was like 30 something. Was it like 16 weeks or 30 weeks or something like that? I can't remember.
Like that. Yeah, it was well into 2015 though. I just can't remember.
So I think that just given that Avatar was in the theaters for quite some time, I think that it's a strong possibility it would reach that. But I think the bigger speculation now is everybody's thinking that it could reach the billion mark domestically. And it's a possibility, dude. Like, I can't believe it.
No, yeah, I think I think it's possible that I think it will actually really. I think it will probably reach $1 billion domestically. I mean, the amount, how quickly it's amassed all this this money is sort of crazy. It's wild. I was just looking up for Avatar really quick. Avatar was in release 238 days, 34 weeks apparently.
Yeah, 34 weeks. So.
Okay. But I just wanted to get just a little quick update. Not gonna spend too much time on this, but It did really good in China. I if it defeats Avatar, I think it's still going to be a struggle because I mean, just making an additional 1.7 billion is serious.
Yeah.
Quickly doing it slow, I mean it's tough. I think maybe it could do it. I don't think it's a no.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it did really good in China. So I don't know. I think next Monday will be really telling. I must say. That'll
Yeah.
be really telling. In fact, I think next time we should talk about this probably should be next Monday because I mean I think we'll probably have a yes or no in terms of will it defeat Avatar by that point. I think yeah.
Yeah, I think we can kind of gauge it and see
Yeah,
where it's going as far as the projections are concerned.
sure.
Because
Because I
if it
mean,
gets another 50 million out of China,
mm.
I mean, I think that it's a fair bet that it's going to be okay.
I think odds are greater that it's just going to become the second highest grossing film of all time as opposed to the first. But I love the movie so much, I just want to, but we'll see. But yeah, let us know down in the comment section below what you guys think. Do you think it will defeat Avatar and be the next king, the next Dawn? Let us know down below what you guys think. But yeah, man. Unless you have any final thoughts, that's all I got.
How about those? No, I was about to say. Actually, no, I do want to say something. The Oscars are starting. The announcement's going to be on this Thursday.
Right.
So we got to have like a J talk about our speculations on, what will, what won't. Or maybe we can just wait until they come out and then we can talk
No,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. Wait until the nominations come out, and then we'll. Not that any of you sweaty nerds care about the Oscars, but but yes, we will be talking about the Oscar nomination and winners, obviously. We spend so much damn time in a theater, we might as well, really. But yeah, man. Bam. Let us know your thoughts down below, and that's all I got.
Yeah, thanks everybody in the chat for keeping it locked. Y'all have been awesome. Shout out to Nika, Michael, Sowell, Timba, you're always here. Oliver Child and Mr. Chang, y'all are awesome peoples.
All right, sorry for eating, but I'm skinny. What can I say? I'm hungry. We hungry out in this bitch, and we out. Peace.
Later, y'all.